Hello everybody, let's go over Bollinger Bands and how you can use them to help you in your trading. So the Bollinger Bands, they're going to be located down here in the indicators portion. You can click on BB parentheses 20. This will add the Bollinger Bands on your chart. The number 20 just refers to the 20-day setting from where the calculations are based upon. So technically it's over the past 20 days or the past 20 candlesticks. So this is a daily chart up here. The Bollinger Bands, this data that you're seeing from the indicator is taking into account the data from the past 20 candlesticks. So if I'm estimating here, it's probably going to be like these candlesticks right here. And this is great because it helps you identify immediate market trends, short to medium term. And what the Bollinger Bands do is they help you gauge certain price movements compared to historical volatility. Essentially, Bollinger Bands, they take into account how volatile the stock is, right? That's the first thing it takes into account. And then it gives you overbought and oversold signals. For example, let's take a quick look at it. So the Bollinger Band, look at this area right here. Okay, I'm currently on Apple. So Apple, we had sort of a downtrend starting right here when we hit this top. After that, we started to head downwards. So usually when the market comes down, volatility expands, volatility increases, and that's just how it usually goes. So when that happens, these ranges, they widen by a lot. The upper band, technically, this band right here, the upper band, is giving us a signal when a stock might be overbought, when the price could be just a little bit too high and we could see a potential reversal. And this lower band down here is giving us a signal that the market could be oversold. It's giving us a signal that we might see a reversal to the upside after a downtrend. Again, it's not perfect, but it's giving us some evidence. It's giving us some details to work with when we're using this indicator, which is great. Take a look at this one, for example. When we had our market crash back in August, you can see the dates down here, August 2024. We were actually below the bands, and if we're using the Bollinger Bands, that would have given you a signal that we're extremely oversold. The market came down crashing really, really hard, and there was a high probability that we would see an ensuing uptrend, which is exactly what we saw. Same thing right here, right? We have a signal right here. When we're at the top of the bands, you could have potentially shorted this name, you could potentially short Apple and made some profit. It gets a little tricky right here, right? You see it. We're overbought right here in this scenario, and then the market comes down a little bit, but then it comes back up. So again, it's never perfect, right? You want to ensure that, but it's a great indicator to help you out with some of these concepts. It's better than nothing. And down here, you can see that the bands, the bands are closer together during this period right here. Volatility is a lot lower. Volatility is much, much lower, and when volatility is lower, that means the price of the stock moves less. So when the price of the stock moves less, that narrows the range between the two bands, the upper band and the bottom band. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at one more stock. We can type in SPY. We're on Apple right now. I'll keep my Bollinger Bands on. As you can see, if we're looking at the SPY chart, back in July and August, when volatility starts to kick in, the market comes down a little bit, volatility expands, volatility increases, the range gets wider. Okay, again, overbought, oversold. When volatility is less apparent, when volatility is decreased compared to a situation like this, maybe like in this area, right? You have a narrow range. Okay, you also have a narrow range right here, right? You have a little bit of a narrow range down here, right? This range is a little bit narrow compared to this big range right here. So it's going to change when the volatility increases or decreases, expands and contracts. Great tool to use, great indicator to have, showing you overbought and oversold signals. Hopefully this can help you in your trading, and thanks for watching.